Hi, my name is Lisa and I'm the chef with Revive Wellness and My Viva Plan. Today we are making blueberry breakfast cookies. You heard me right, we're making cookies for breakfast. If you're looking for the full recipe, it can be found on myvivaplan.com, so check it out on there. It's a great recipe, easy to make, and super versatile. So you know the drill, let's just jump right in and get started. So the first thing you want to do is mash up a couple bananas, which I have done here already. So I like to do this on a plate with a fork so that I have a nice flat surface to work with and you can get at them a little easier. I use just kind of nicely ripe bananas. We're not looking for bananas that are, you know, the ripeness you'd use for banana bread, like really brown. But obviously you don't want green, crunchy bananas either here. So we're using kind of the ripeness of a banana that you'd want to eat. So that's what you're looking for. And I just mashed that up here. So we're going to transfer that now to a mixing bowl. You can also just mash them right in the bowl with a potato masher if you want. Whatever works for you, works for me too. Okay, so I have that in there. And then I'm going to add a few other ingredients here. I have some peanut butter I'm going to add here. This is just natural, unsweetened peanut butter. Feel free to use whatever nut butter you want here. It'll all work just great. Use your favorite. So this will add some nice protein, some staying power to our breakfast cookies here. Also helps to bind everything together. The bananas, of course, add some sweetness, add some more fiber, some vitamins and minerals, all that good stuff. And then I have some honey that I'm going to add here as well, obviously for some sweetness. If you want to make this vegan, you can use agave nectar. You could probably use maple syrup as well. It is a little bit more thin in consistency. And it's not quite as sweet as honey. So you might want to just bear that in mind when you're making this recipe, but I don't see why it wouldn't work out. So give that a shot and see how it goes. And then some vanilla. We can't make cookies without vanilla, of course. So a teaspoon of that, we're going to put that in. And a teaspoon is always, you know, a suggestion. I always do a little more than a teaspoon because it's just what you do. Okay, so I'm going to mix that up. At this stage, it's going to be pretty sticky. It might not mix perfectly at this stage, but that's okay. We're going to do kind of our best and just get it kind of mixed together-ish. Okay, and now we're going to add some dry ingredients to our mixture here. I have some large flake oats. This is going to add some more great fiber to give it a bit more staying power for our breakfast cookie here. And it, of course, binds everything together as well. I have some salt and some cinnamon for some more flavor. Just sprinkle that over there as well. So now we're going to mix that together again until it kind of comes together. It starts to look like more of a dough at this stage. It's going to be pretty sticky, and that's okay. This is almost like a baked oatmeal bites, sort of. Very portable breakfast. Makes a great snack as well. It doesn't have to be eaten just at breakfast necessarily. You can use it for many different things. Okay, so we have that kind of mixed up here. Last two ingredients to add in, we have some pecans. So that's what's called for in the recipe. Use whatever your favorite nut happens to be. Any of them will work, or a mixture, that's great too. And then our blueberries, of course. You can use fresh or frozen. I'm using frozen today, and if you're using frozen as well, make sure not to thaw them first. You want to use them frozen. You can also probably use dried. I can imagine that would work as well. Never tried that myself, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. So we're going to mix that together. You want to be pretty careful here. Blueberries tend to kind of bleed their color around a lot in these kinds of mixtures, so I mean, it's okay. If it turns a little bit blue, whatever, it'll still taste great. Your best is good enough for me. So just try your best, and that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna mix this up. It's gonna be pretty sticky, pretty thick. That is kind of what it's supposed to be like. So no fear. Okay, that's all done here. It looks like a cookie dough. Now, normally when I make cookies, I like to use like a cookie scoop or a portion scoop so I can have kind of consistent size dough balls here. But I like to make my breakfast cookies a little bit larger than a cookie scoop would normally be. So I'm just going to use a regular spoon from my cutlery drawer here, and I'm going to just free form it. So we're going to kind of go with that size. It's going to be very sticky, and we're just going to kind of free form it here into whatever shape we want. I believe this recipe makes about 16 cookies. We're going to eyeball it and try and aim for that. If it's a little more or a little less, that's okay. And so I have another cookie sheet over there. We're gonna do about 8 per cookie sheet. So I'm gonna finish this off. I'm gonna bake this in a 325-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. We're gonna put them on a cooling rack after that, and then they are ready to go. So I'm gonna bake these off, and I will show you what they look like when they are finished baking. All right, the cookies have finished baking, and I have them cooling on a cooling rack here. Once they're finished cooling fully, you just wanna store them in an airtight container. Separate the layers with a bit of wax paper or parchment paper, and they should keep on the countertop for a few days. If you can't get to them within a few days, which I don't think is gonna be a problem, but if you can't, you can just pop them into the fridge and they'll last a little bit longer in there. They also freeze really well, so try doubling or even tripling this recipe. They don't take very long to thaw, so if you need a quick grab and go breakfast, if you're heading out to the office or to school or maybe to the gym and you need a quick breakfast for after your workout, these work really well for that. So let me know if you try these at home. I hope that you enjoy them. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.